Hey, in this video you're going to find out, are you enlightened and what is enlightenment? Hey, welcome. I'm Steven Webb, and if you know anything about me, you know I talk about waking up, I talk about enlightenment, I talk about the spiritual path. And as an inner peace guide, one of the most frequent questions I get asked is, am I awake? Am I enlightened? What is enlightenment? When will I be enlightened? So I thought I'd record a video to put some of these myths to bed and explain what enlightenment is, in my opinion. Now then, I know many spiritual teachers have different opinions of what it is. But first, let's look at the spiritual path. The spiritual path is about creating less suffering. It's about creating less suffering for ourselves and others. So if that's the goal, enlightenment is when you ultimately cause no suffering. When you ultimately cause kindness and love for people. That's your cause in life. That's what you dish out. So if that's the case, if the whole aim of the spiritual journey, whether it's a group, people, culture, or as an individual, is to create less suffering in the world, enlightenment is to create no suffering. So what is enlightenment, first of all? Well, you're driving down the street and you've got a doctor's appointment that day, you left home and you're running a little bit late and you're frustrated, you're anxious, you don't really like going to the doctor's anyway, you're not feeling great, and you're driving down the road and you get a couple of calls. It's like, I haven't got time for these calls. So you ignore them. And then you pull up to a roundabout and someone pulls out in front of you. They jump the traffic lights and they pull out in front of you and they almost cut you off. And that's it. Your blood pressure goes sky high. You're really, a feeling arises of real anger. I cannot believe this person's done it to me. I'm late, I'm going through all these things, and this person's just shut me off. Now then, if you're not enlightened and you're not awake, you'll be really peed off and you will be stressed and you will shout and you'll get to the doctor's appointment after putting your fingers up at the person, and you'll be you'll get to the, I was going to say checkout. You get to the counter and you check your name in and say, hi, I'm so-and-so to see the doctors. Instead, you'll go, look, I'm late because some idiot chopped me up in the car and I cannot believe it. And that's why I'm late. And you'll basically go on the whole day like that. You'll get home and you'll text your friends about this idiot that cut you up. You'll phone your friends. You'll phone anybody that will enlarge that ego inside that's mad, that's offended and taking it personally. As if they left home that morning knowing they were going to deliberately mess up your day by making you late for the doctors, even though you were late yourself. Now then, the enlightened version of that is you pull up to the road. You're still late. You still have the phone calls. Everything's still just the same. And they cut you up. And immediately you have this feeling arise of anger, of fear, of they've done everything wrong, and you first of all start to take it personally. And then you create the gap, you create a line, and you respond. And you realise, hey, I've cut people up before and I didn't realise it. What's that person going through today? How do I know that they're not running late or they're not having a really bad day? How do I know that they haven't just had a really terrible phone call? How do I know that they haven't just made an honest mistake? So you let it go. You don't phone no one. You get to the doctors and go, hi, it's so-and-so. I see a doctor. I apologise, I'm late. And you sit down. It's very similar to a Buddhist story about two Buddhists walking down a road, a muddy lane, and they come across this really elegant female stood on the side of the road. And one of the Buddhists said hello, and she goes, I really want to get to the other side, but I don't want to get my dress messy. And the Buddhist said, okay. And he picked her up, carried her across and put her down. And she said, thank you, and walked off. Well, the two Buddhas walked back to the monastery and one said to the other later that evening after dinner, we're not supposed to talk to females and carry females and touch females, and yet you carried her across the road. And the other Buddhist looked at him and said, why are you still carrying her? And that's the point. We carry these problems along with us. And that's what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is being able to respond with kind and care and compassion and understanding at any given moment. It's about not taking things personally. It's about living from your heart with intention to always be kind. Not be a walkover, not be an absolute nihilistic person that every narcissist in the world can literally trod on you like a floor mat. No. Enlightenment is also having healthy boundaries for yourself. It's about self-love and self-compassion. It's about having a self-worth that no one can tread over and knowing where the limits are. It's also about, enlightenment is about dealing with your shadows and dealing with your past demons. Why am I being triggered by this person in my life right now? Is it because they are a certain type of person, or is it because I've got some demon from my past that's currently been aroused by this person? So enlightenment is a moment-to-moment thing. Am I enlightened in this moment? Was I enlightened when I reacted badly the other day? Was I enlightened when the child asked me what's for tea and I screamed at them because I was busy? So you can have enlightenment right now, here, right now. You can have this awake. That's what it means to be awake, is to be able to see the full picture for what it really is and not take things personally. So what ways can we help to cultivate this more awake, enlightened view and response in life? Well, first of all, meditate. Meditation is about creating the gap between what's arising and how we respond to it. Feelings arise, things arise, and we react, we jump on it, we take it personally. Whereas if we're a meditator, or we practice mindfulness, or we have some kind of practice that helps us to cultivate this gap, things arise, I'm able to think in the middle. I'm able to see the situation for its entirety. And then we respond. Instead of later on thinking, I wish I didn't react in the way I did that. How many times have you done that in life? Me, I'm guilty. We react so badly many of the times. So, meditation. Don't look at it as you've got to do some kind of deep meditative practice 1 hour every morning. No. You can just do 5 minutes every morning. Just sit there on the edge of the bed and focus on a spot on the wall. Focus on your breath. Focus on anything. Hell, you can even focus on fluffy yellow elephants flying across the sky. The point is, every time you lose focus on it, bring it back. Lose focus, bring it back. Bring it back. And what you're doing is you're training your mind to stay in the present moment. Now then, from the present moment, you're able to respond to that driver that cut you up. because you're there and you're able to see the situation entirely. The only way we react badly is if they frighten the hell out of us for the simple fact we weren't expecting it. We're driving down, we're worried about the doctors, we're worried about being late, we're so stressed up, and some driving, whoa, what just happened there? And we panic. See the difference? Driving down, hey, I know I'm late, I can't get there any quicker than I'm getting there, there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, that driver's just done that to me. I was lucky he didn't hit me. See? So we can practice mindfulness, we can practice meditation. And it just means about bringing it back to now. Check out my other videos. I've got a couple of meditations that, if you find meditation a little hard, I'll put a link at the end of this video. And I've got the Inner Peace Academy that will help you to cultivate this enlightenment, this peacefulness, this inner peace that enables us to be enlightened in these moments of trial. Because it isn't the moments of good that define us, it's how we respond in the moments that have pushed us. That's how we're defined. The moments that are tough. Namaste, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the comments. Ask a question. Thank you for the subscribing. Thank you for the little thumbs up that I can put my thumb up. Yeah, I can. Yeah, done. Take care, guys. See you next week. Just a gentle reminder, I've got a new book out called How to Create Your Inner Peace. The kind of inner peace that gives you real freedom without anybody being able to take it away. You can download your book for free on sweb.me/book.